Good morning, friends. Welcome back to the channel. Today we have a lot going on. Today is moving day for my aunt and uncle. So the person I call Brother Paul is going to be coming over to help my fiance get them moved. And so I have to tell y'all, one of my beautiful friends at work, literally, she's a professional baker. She literally sells her sourdough breads. Wonderful person, was so sweet and so kind. Her name is Dawn, so shout out to her. She gave me her sourdough starter. Like, she does this professionally. So this is complete love from the heart, friends. And this is what I'm talking about. The world will bring you the people that you need, the good people in your life, and hang on to those people, love those people, be kind to those people, because honestly, she didn't have to do this. She didn't have to give me sourdough starter. This is her love. This is her life. Like, I love gardening and doing therapy and talking with people, and she loves making bread. And so this is just a beautiful piece of her heart as far as I'm concerned. And so I am extremely grateful to her. So as you can see, I have been feeding my sourdough starter. It has kind of leveled itself out. And so at this point, I need to discard some of it. So y'all know me, I cannot stand to see something go to waste. So throwing out the discard is not okay with me, because I'm like, no, we need to save it. I need to find something to do with it. Even if I feed my dogs pancakes, I don't care. We're not gonna waste it. Thankfully, I have, a niece and 3 nephews that can also enjoy in this. And that's what I'm saying. When you bless someone, that blessing continues down the line. And this is what she's done for us. So for my family, the blessing extends. Now, recently here in Florida, you guys can all look it up. I did see where Governor DeSantis had stated that there was some issues with bread. That's all I'm gonna say. You guys do your own research. This isn't a political situation. And so what do you do in those moments? Now, you guys know that I make my own bread. I have not made sourdough bread in probably a solid 25 years. So this is a good refresher for me to kind of get back in that habit. Being that it's usually just my fiance and I, we don't eat a lot of bread. You guys know that I've been trying to be very gluten-free and really trying to watch what I've been consuming ever since hitting menopause. It's been very rough for me, let's just put it that way. And so I still think that this is a blessing. Like I said, my fiance eats bread, and I definitely will consume bread, just not a lot. But with that being said, this is what God has brought us through Dawn, and so we are blessed by this beautiful piece of her heart. And so we're gonna get started today on some discard sourdough pancakes. Because it's the move, Brother Paul's gonna be coming over, and I just want to make sure that everybody is fed before we kind of get on to this adventure. And I know Brother Paul will enjoy some homemade food. He loves coming over and enjoying some food. He told me to make some meatballs. I have some sourdough bread in the oven, not baking yet, but it's proofing. So let's get started on these sourdough pancakes. All right, so what we're gonna start off with first, here's my scale. We do not need the scale for this. I need the scale in a minute for my continuum of the bread making process. But all right, so we're gonna need 2 cups of flour. So you guys know that I use all-purpose organic unbleached flour. I've been going through quite a bit of flour lately. All right, so 2 cups. All right, I like to go ahead and add in a little bit of cinnamon right now because I have dry products And so I'm gonna sprinkle in a nice helping of cinnamon because I like cinnamon pancakes. So we need 2 teaspoons of baking powder. All right, we need 1 teaspoon of baking soda. And I like to add 1 tablespoon of organic cane sugar. Not necessary, but some people aren't used to the tang of sourdough. So now what I like to do at this point is I just kind of mix it up to make sure everything kind of gets integrated into the mix. Now you can do this in a standard mixer. I just don't care to do that today, so I'm gonna be just mixing it in my bowl here. Right, and you're gonna need about a half a teaspoon of some salt. Okay, you want 2 eggs. We need 2 tablespoons of olive oil. You need 1 1/2 cups of milk. I'm gonna go ahead and use my coconut milk. You can use a dairy-free milk. All right, now we're going to need 1 cup of discard. And yes, I do believe that you should probably measure it, but I am not a measuring person. So we're just gonna kind of eyeball it. Now what could happen with eyeballing is that you might add too much and your recipe is going to turn out a little bit funky. But we don't mind funky around here, so I needed to feed my starter anyway, so we're going to go ahead and take that discard, and now we're just going to mix it in. All right, so this recipe is a little bit kind of thick for me. I don't really want a waffle. I want a pancake. So I'm gonna go ahead and add just a little bit more coconut milk. Sometimes with the coconut milk, it can be a little bit hard to tell because it doesn't sit or absorb like regular milk well. And here's how easy it was. So it's just that simple. I'm literally gonna take this pancake mix. I am going to let it sit for at minimum, I like to let mine sit for about, 20 minutes or so. Some people really aren't that particular. Some people are like, no, 5 or 10 minutes. But for me, I feel like the longer it kind of sits, the more it kind of gets happy and mixed in together. And so if you're kind of hesitant about how much milk you want to add into it, let it sit for a little bit. Check it out. If you still feel like it's kind of too thick, then go back and add the water or the milk in later. So this is going to be a super simple, super easy recipe. You guys know that I love those types of recipes and I hate to be wasteful. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to actually feed my starter because it needs to be fed. And we in the future will be going over how to make some sourdough bread that's delicious. But right now, I just need to get the grasp of kind of relearning this process, because it's definitely a skill. I definitely don't think that I'll be winning any awards or selling anything, because that's not me. But it is a blessing again to be able to share with my family and my neighbors, and so that's what I'm looking forward to. I love the act of giving and just sharing with those that I love. So that is a big thing for me. So big shout out and thank you to Miss Dawn for helping me to achieve my goal of just being a good person, being kind, and having the opportunity to share the love with those in my life. So, all right, friends, until next time, love one another, be kind, and I cannot wait to see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching and spending time with me today. Oh, and don't forget, add some vanilla in it too. All right, friends, so here is your bonus, not bonus. These pancakes turned out great. They're beautiful. We've already been eating on them. So this serving made approximately like 16 pancakes. So that's a really good way to utilize your discard. So I hope everyone enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys soon.